My husband had another wife. But that wasn't the biggest secret. Chapter 1, The Perfect Marriage, or so I thought. If you had asked me a month ago, I would have told you that my marriage was perfect. Ryan and I had been together for 5 years. He was a successful businessman, and I worked from home as a freelance writer. Our lives were stable, predictable, and filled with love, or so I thought. Then, one evening, while cleaning the kitchen, I noticed Ryan's phone buzzing on the counter. Normally, I wouldn't check it. We respected each other's privacy. But something made me pause. A notification flashed across the screen. Flight confirmation, Los Angeles to New York, 7:30 a.m. My heart skipped a beat. Ryan hadn't mentioned a trip. Frowning, I swiped up to check his emails. And that's when I found it. A second home. A second wife. A second life I had never known about. Chapter 2, The Email That Changed Everything. My hands trembled as I scrolled through his inbox. An email caught my attention. The subject line read, "We can't wait to see you, babe. The boys miss you. Love you, Red Heart." I felt my stomach drop. The sender's name was Melissa. Who the hell was Melissa? With a deep breath, I opened the email. Inside was a picture. Ryan, smiling, sitting on a couch with a woman and 2 small boys, one maybe 5, the other barely 3. My entire world collapsed in that moment. Ryan had children? My Ryan? I grabbed the counter for support, feeling dizzy. How long had this been going on? How long had I been living a lie? Chapter 3, The Investigation Begins. I tried to stay calm. Maybe there was a logical explanation. Maybe this was an old email. A relative. A misunderstanding. But deep down, I already knew the truth. I needed proof. I dug deeper, his call logs, credit card statements, everything. Then I found an address in New York listed under his name. I felt sick. Ryan wasn't just cheating. He was married to someone else. And I needed to see it for myself. Chapter 4, A Second Life Uncovered. The next morning, I booked a one-way ticket to New York. I had to know the truth, no matter how much it hurt. When I arrived at the address, my heart was racing. It was a beautiful suburban home, the kind where people raise families, celebrate birthdays, and grow old together. I waited across the street, my hands clenched into fists. Then, the front door opened. And there he was. Ryan. Holding a small child in his arms. A woman, Melissa, stood beside him, laughing as she fixed her hair. My entire body went numb. This wasn't just an affair. This was a full-blown second marriage. Chapter 5, The Confrontation. I don't remember walking to the front door. I only remember ringing the bell. Melissa answered, smiling, until she saw my face. Then, her expression turned into confusion, then concern. Before she could speak, Ryan stepped into view. And when he saw me, he went pale. "Ava," he whispered, like he had seen a ghost. Melissa turned to him, frowning. "Ryan, who is she?" I crossed my arms. "Go ahead, Ryan. Tell her." Silence. Melissa's eyes darted between us. "Ryan," she demanded, her voice shaking. "Who is she?" Ryan didn't answer. So I did. "I'm his wife." Melissa staggered backward, like I had just slapped her. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then, Melissa did something I didn't expect. She turned, walked into the house, and came back with a folder. She shoved it into my hands. "Open it," she said coldly. I did. And my world shattered even more. Chapter 6, The Third Wife. Inside the folder were legal documents. Not just for me. Not just for Melissa. But for another woman. Ryan had a third wife. A third house. And another child. I couldn't breathe. Melissa's voice was sharp as a knife. "You're not the first one to find out. But maybe you'll be the last." Ryan tried to speak, but I slapped him across the face. "How long?" I demanded, my voice shaking. He rubbed his jaw, swallowing hard. 10 years. 10 years. Melissa turned to me. "Are you going to leave him?" I looked at Ryan, my hands trembling. Then I said the only thing that mattered. "I already have." Epilogue, The Fallout. I filed for divorce the very next day. Melissa did the same. The third wife? I found her online and told her everything. She left him too. Ryan lost everything. His homes. His families. His carefully built lies. And me? I started over. It's been a year now. I still don't trust easily. But I trust myself. And Ryan? He ended up alone. Which, honestly, is exactly what he deserved.